Why do we, as a state, spend $200,000 a year to incarcerate a child? And in the city of New York, roughly $15,000 to $16,000 in most schools to educate a child. Why that disparity of resources? Prison beds being kept open even though no one is in them, and yet we have schools where we do not have enough seats for children. Why is that?
My college counselor was telling all of the young women and men at my school that we were not going to get into the schools that we wanted to. And I had told her that I was interested in applying to Brown, and she was like, oh no, don't even bother. You're not going to get in. They're not going to take you. It's a very highly selective school, and so you should apply to like a state university because you have a higher chance of getting there.
Whose fault is it? And the only thing that I think we can all agree on is basically maybe the structure, the way it's set up.
I want to walk into my school and have the opportunity every other student has. I want to walk into my school and I want to say this is fair.
And so if this, the wealthiest city, as many people have talked about, that isn't happening, our question to our young people would be why? If this is a social justice issue and that our young people are being educated in a way that is both unconstitutional and inhumane, where is the sense of outrage? Where is the language of justice?
And so I had told Susan about that, and Susan was like, what? She did what?
I want for young people to know that they're going to be cared for and educated by people who don't just have a passion to be educators, but people who are well prepared and have the skills and are continuing to develop those skills to provide the best education.
And so at Brother and Sister Soul, we would argue that an education, an equal education, a common education, is not a service to be cut by the state or by the city, but it's a right. And so as we talk about these issues with our young people, we try to pose the questions to them in that way, and also really looking at the numbers.
You shouldn't have to feel like that you're just going to school. It should be inspirational. You should be rejuvenated by the time you leave.
The student is learning and is willing to learn and is excited about learning, then that should inspire the teacher to teach.
That student can wake up and say, oh my gosh, I want to go to school. No, grab my bags, out 30 minutes before he's supposed to be there. Running to school, could walk in, greeted by, staff that's there. They know him, or her. They walk into class, they're ready for that. Why? Because their teacher's up there, like, already got the lesson. All right, I'm ready to teach you guys. Let's go. Yeah, I'm excited on Monday at 8 in the morning.
I want young people to know that they can be in a school that understands that they learn in very different ways, that some of them need for it to be played to music to get it.
To walk in school and have all doors open, to walk in my school and have my teachers, have the staff of the school say, hey, Mr. Sanchez, what you want to do? What you want to do? Which doors you want to walk into? How can I help you get there? What are your goals after high school? What do you need?
Figuring out for each individual young person what it is they need, what level of support they're not getting from an outside source, and just trying to be as consistently there for them as possible.
And creating an environment where they would learn what they needed to learn to not only achieve in life and survive the conditions they were facing, but to excel and to become successful in their own right, so that they would develop those skills on their own.
Just helping them realize how beautiful and how powerful they are and their minds are, and them seeing their potential and understanding what potential is and how they could just do anything they want, and not allow other people to hold them back.
And people don't expect that from them. They expect them to do different things and to mess up and to not get back in the game.
Right there, you are ahead of the scale. If you want to go to college, but can't afford it is not an excuse. It is not an excuse.
It's a social justice issue that all of our young people, regardless of class, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of the zip code they were born into, has a right to education.
That's one thing that I really appreciate. They value you not as a person who lives in a poor community, not as a person who is disadvantaged or disfranchised. But if someone who has potential and could do something with your life, if you really set your mind to, they're just there to help you and to give you the tools to move forward.
Idea of this is expected of you, whether you choose it or not, it does something to a person. Like, it makes them feel like, you know, it's a possibility. You know, when people expect great things from you, it kind of makes you sometimes rise to the occasion.